One must believe that I am who I say that I am. In all purity and sincerity, no controlled opposition bitch shit. You must believe, even if it blinds me. Phonetic, the alternate spelling of a word. This is key in the wordplay. Hebrew has no vowels. Vowel to L, gospel, good spell. Phoenix connects to the Phoenician Canaanite system that Maxwell talks about. The Phoenician language is a Semitic language of ancient Phoenicia. And remember, El is the Canaanite god, and it's also a word meaning Lord or God. There is a divine logos, and it has to do with Lagos. And then there are sun blockers that are concerned with buildings and not with the Spirit of God. I'll present you some 24 plus proofs as to why I am who I say that I am, and so help me on ancestors. I am related to the royal family of Ogleary, and it is spirit, a martial arts spirit, that solidifies my claim and my spiritual succession, my spiritual lineage that goes all the way up to the sky, to the higher man, so to speak, to Ra, which means the sun. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Well, why Shem? Because there was a spiritual justification for Shem to be chosen. Was there not? And that brings us to David, and Jesus is the root and the offspring of David. Consider the British double cross versus the Judeo-Christian son. Number 2, Igbos paid the biggest price as Christians in war. 2 million dead in a Christian state, called good people on record. And you can't compare that to other wars that weren't about Christianity. They weren't about protecting Christians in Biafra, especially. World War II was about communism versus capitalism, not Christianity. Hitler persecuted some Christians, and he was an occultist, and so was his staff. I don't think any of you will make the argument that it was a Christian war against communism. And on top of that, the Italians took their side in the beginning and then joined the Allies later on. And America didn't come into the war until late. Number 3, there are 30,000 Igbo Jews, and my dad gave away $2 million in free service, etc. as a brain surgeon, and now he's on his way out because he chose the Spirit of God and not money. And he's a big leopard surgeon. Surgeon is the ritual, leopard is the ritual word in Angolan culture for surgeon. And it was the Angolans and the Biafrans who gave us the martial arts systems in the Americas. And the Biafrans who gave us the martial arts system in Egypt, once you trace empires and marshaling things in order, and we'll get into that later. Number 4, the sun symbolism on the flag with the accompanying moral code. Which nations are still around and which aren't? We don't have Jerusalem anymore. We don't have Egypt led by pharaohs anymore. And we do not have Biafra as a nation that is recognized anymore. Why is that? What does it scream? What does it roar? But not like the devil in 1 Peter 5:8. But like the Lion of Judah, as Judah. Number 5, I was rejected by white women, mainstream white society, though I am half white, nullifying any group argument that they have. Why did they reject me? Why did mainstream white society reject and persecute me? Why did the white Jews reject and persecute me? That nullifies their argument. It is done. Religion has everything to do with light temple war arts known to you as martial arts. Ares, it's right there in the name, Eri. And I am a prince of Eri and of Judah and of Egypt. I am the Pharaoh. Obelisk, Obi all ask. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Shinobi, Kuro Obi, Taekwondo has black belts, karate has black belts. Come on. This is not being the top martial artist here. You must believe that I am who I say that I am. Or what the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? I am not some criminal in a street gang pretending to be the Pharaoh. I am the Pharaoh. Number 6. God judges Israel as a group. Number 7, martial arts are the only spiritual perspective and most powerful arguments about reproduction and Pharaoh that we have. What other argument is there? He who cheats everyone else to get the most gold is the Pharaoh? He who teams up with foreigners and goes against the culture like Akhenaten, who couldn't even do it successfully? Like the African Americans in the temple of Aten in LA, like Queen Isis? Does that slut look like my mother? She is not a martial artist's mother. I am the Pharaoh. Number 8, I was persecuted for years over my natural spiritual place and what it means for the social order. What does that mean? Could anyone who is right with God do this to me? Could any mainstream organization or any organization that is in harmony with God not know who I am and not stand with me? That is impossible. If you are the sheep of God, where are you? If you are of Egypt, where are you? Number 9, America did not intervene in Biafra, but it did in the Vietnam War for non-Christians. Think about what that means. Do I have to spell that out for you? Eugenics, number 10, eugenics and secret societies targeting blacks and Catholics speak against it. Even though the Pope issuing a decree, not Protestants. So there are secret societies that target blacks and eugenicists. And it was Catholics who spoke against, and the Pope was issuing the decree and not Protestant. And this is a Protestant nation. And where are the Igbo popes? So because of their argument of a divine order, which the Protestants didn't like because they wanted to socialize, to communize, to democratize God's kingdom, as if Jesus should share power with communists and feminists and gays and criminals. A criminal is not necessarily who his fathers are or who his ancestors are. It is a choice that he has made. You chose to be a criminal, to accept the white man's blood money, and to put yourselves above me. I reject all African American Egyptian arguments as such. If you do not adore, admire, and stand with me, you are not with Egypt, you are not with Biafra, and you are not with God or Egypt. How could you be? He who has an ear has heart. The earth, the art, the divine light temple, bright morning star, there can be only one art. A pointed up at the sun, because I walk in the light. Ra equals the sun, the bright morning star, Revelations 22, and so on. The sun and shield. The Lord thy God is the sun and shield. Faith is the shield and said to be above all. Where is your faith? All I see is conformity. It's the E. You're with the Khan's whore. I am Haru. I am the Prince of Judah. I am the Pharaoh, the King of kings on earth, the representative of God. I am anointed and empowered. 13, Luke was a physician. The leopard title in Angola goes to a physician. 14, Chuku is the male sky god and Eri is key. 15, Ra staff Eri, Eri in intermediary. How can you be an intermediary without Eri? How? It is impossible. It is impossible, I say. And that will lead us to the trans words later. That will lead us to the transubstantiation. Okay? The Eucharist. Let me get through this. The heart as the seat of intelligence. Sia is conscious character and intelligence. The bread symbolizes the heart, the warehouse versus werewolf. Egypt was the warehouse of the bread, the grain. Okay, go against the grain, ingrained, right? Bethlehem, the house of bread. Love your enemies. How? 17, if you reject Egypt and Abrahamic faiths of obeisance, in a TKT karate black belt culture where we all know MMA is immature and honorless, then make a truth and a truthful and spirit-based argument in the light that is more reasonable and spiritual. Where are the opposition views? I am the truth. Who has a better, more truthful argument than I do? Who has a greater claim than I do? No one has and no one can. So you can send your family, people, etc. to your maker with a lie so you can feel good. But what does that make you? How can you feel better doing that? What does that make you if not evil? Let your people have the truth so that they may choose and so that they may be free. 18, natural love and righteous indignation allow for triumph of a man over his enemies. One-on-one, generally speaking. Think about the Robin Hood movie, etc. The popular understanding, one man defending his home is better than 20 English knights or something along those lines. 19, the soul, the son, sole heir of God. Solomon's temple in pieces, worshiping pieces and not God. Solomon worshipped and obeying him, obey God through Solomon, through David, through his representative. Don't pick up a piece of, a ray of the sun and a piece of star and put it on your finger and say, I am special. You're a dumb bitch. You're a dumb bitch. 20. Women are in sexual servitude to the New World Order, celebrity lingerie models, secretaries, secret Aries, silent war, wannabe Aries. 21. The purse on leopard. White flag, red flag. Logic, reverse. All right, so I can't really read what I'm getting at. Basically, the white flag, it's a reverse. The white flag represents peace when Jesus came to bring war and a sword. And the red flag, which is the color of evil, represents war when war is actually good if you're doing war in the right spirit. All right, so transmogrify, to alter in a way that is humorous. Transmographo, okay? Transmographo. Okay, that's what psychiatrists do. They alter in a way that's humorous so they can make fun of you. Transmute, to change or to alter. The Black Panthers versus the KKK. Who wears white, who wears black, who's the good, who's the bad, and whose side are the cops on. Transpire, to pass in vapor, how they were fueling to me. Transsexual, transmit, transform, translate. Don't be late. Listen to my divine presentation, my divine delivery, right? Application, the delivery. Okay? Jesus was a messenger. His job was to deliver, not to give you lip service. Transient, when you tell the truth. Transgress, to violate a command or a law, especially used as divine law in Webster's. Transilluminate, to cause light to pass through. Transference, to redirect feelings, especially unconscious ones. Transubstantiation, the Eucharist substance becoming the blood and body of Christ. So why use the blood and body of Christ but reject Judah? You hypocrites! Are you any better than the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Sanhedrin? Are you any better than the Talmudic dogs when you refuse Judah for money? And so that you may find your lives, you who do not know Matthew 10. You are of the Aten, you hypocrites, you heretics, you peckerwood, racist woodpecker wolves.